Sex worker to Member of Parliament. In 2014, after 5 unsuccessful attempts to win a seat, Fiona Patten took her place in politics as the leader of the Australian Sex Party.
Last year, the Sex Party was dissolved to make way for Reason, a political party through which it's found is aiming to take radical common sense nationwide.
And Fiona Patten joins us now live from Melbourne. Good morning. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Can we start with this morning's events in Canberra?
Yeah.
Of course, Malcolm Turnbull remains in the top job. What do you make of what happened down there?
Look, I was told by someone from one of the major parties, it's never the people across the aisle you need to worry about, it's the people behind you. And this is, I think the community is really fed up with all of the infighting that's going on. We want to see our hospitals fixed. We want to see, energy prices go down. So I think we're getting further and further frustrated, which, is bad for the Liberals, but possibly good for Reason.
Yeah, right. We'll get to that in a sec. So politics can be a brutal business, right? But how does all of this toing and froing and messing about reflect on the PM's leadership and the stability of the Liberal Party in general, would you think, as an insider?
Look, I think it reflects extremely badly. Sadly, it reflects badly on all politicians. I think, the community looks on this and just says a pox on all of your houses. This brings all of us into a level of disrepute because, if you can't trust your own party, how do you expect us to trust you? And I think that's the question that many Australians are asking this morning.
OK. Well, moving on now to your new and very personal memoir, which shares some of your sexual encounters. Why did you want to make those public, Fiona?
Look, I think it was an interesting thought, and I suppose I was thinking, sex shouldn't be taboo. And as someone who has always fought against censorship, to censor myself, particularly around sex, just didn't seem right. So once it kind of was out there on the paper, there it stayed, and now it's out there in the public.
Yes, it is. In making the transition from sex worker to politician, is that something that you could have ever imagined back in the sex worker days?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And even when I was working for the Eros Association as their sort of government relations person or a lobbyist, I always thought that politics was the last place I would ever want to go. But I have to say I've been enjoying it since I've been in.
You're in an open relationship with your partner of 26 years. Yeah. How do you balance that with life in the public eye?
I think we've always been very open people, and I'm actually a really bad liar, so I think that has actually just meant that it's much easier to be open and honest.
And yet you're a politician.
I know, that's right. Exactly what am I doing? Yeah. It's worked for us. I don't think it's how our relationship evolved. It's how our relationship is today, and it's a really strong relationship. And I don't know any different with Robbie.
Very quickly, we're right out of time. We've got to get your thoughts quickly on the Bonk ban, on Barnaby Joyce's Bonk ban.
Sorry. It's a funny thing. It's a funny thing. When we were moving from sex to reason, it's kind of like, well, maybe there is too much sex in Parliament, and what we do need is more reason. I think what consenting adults do, as long as it doesn't interfere with anybody else, it should be their own private lives, and it should be kept that way.
And we thought you'd say that. Yeah. Thanks for talking to us today on a busy day for politicians all over.
Events certainly overtaken by what was happening in Canberra Day. Thank you. Fiona Patten's book, Sex, Drugs and the Electoral Roll, best title of a book ever, is out now.